Pictures here, and today I will be teaching you how to solve the 2x2 Rubik's Cube. The method that I'm going to be using today is known as Ortega. This is the method that top speed cubers use and will help you to get a time under 5 seconds. You will require no knowledge of Rubik's Cubes before beginning this tutorial. First of all, I will tell you the required notations needed to solve a Rubik's Cube. There are 6 different sides. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. Therefore, there are 6 different notations. There is the up face, which is marked as U. There is the front face, which is marked as F. There is the down face, which is marked as D. There is the back face, which is marked as B. There is the left face, which is marked as L. And there is also the right face, which is marked as R. In an algorithm, if there was just the letter, it means to turn it clockwise. So if an algorithm said F, you will need to turn the front side clockwise. If the letter has a small apostrophe after it, it means to turn that side anti-clockwise. So if an algorithm said F apostrophe, it means to turn the front side anti-clockwise. The apostrophe is said as prime. So if an algorithm said F apostrophe, R apostrophe, and L apostrophe, you would actually say it as F prime, R prime, and L prime. A lot of notations together are called algorithms. You apply algorithms to the cube to move pieces to its correct spot. Now let's move on to the first step of Ortega. The first step in Ortega is to solve a side. This does not have to be a layer, only a side. So this does not have to be in its correct spot. The second step in Ortega is to solve the top side. So you have the bottom and the top side solved. This is known as OLL. The last and final step is known as PBL, which stands for permuting both layers. This means to solve the entire cube. I shall have a scramble on screen right now, so you can scramble and follow along at home. Now for the first step, solving a side. Now this is fairly intuitive, there are no algorithms involved here. You just need to do this as efficiently as you can. Now it would really help if you were color neutral, which means it doesn't matter which side you start on. You can start on the green side, blue side, white, whichever one you want. Now in this case, I'm looking around the cube and I am looking for a bar. A bar are 2 colors which are already solved and are next to each other. So right now I have a yellow bar and a blue bar, an orange bar and a green bar. It's quite an easy scramble. So if I take a look, I think I'm going to start on the yellow side. So there's a yellow bar here and there's a yellow piece here. So now all I need to do to bring this here is turn the right side. And now I have an L shape. I just need to bring one more yellow piece. So I find it here. And now, how do I bring this here? Well, the easiest way to do that is to move the right side up, move the up side so it lines up, and bring it back down. So now you should have the yellow side solved. I'll give you another example. So now I'll start on the red side, and to bring this corner here or here, all I need to do is turn the right side. And now again I have an L. Now to bring this corner down here, I need to move the right side up, move the top side, and move it down. So I should have a layer. Sometimes the piece is facing you. The corner is facing you. So if you do the right side and up and right, it won't solve itself. So in that case, you need to try it again, and keep trying until you do get it. This is completely intuitive, as I said, and there is nothing I can do to help you solve the first side. Now for OLL. There are 7 different cases for OLL, and I will be going through each of them in detail. The first one looks like this, with 2 of the corners facing up and 2 pointing to the side. Now make sure that you are trying to solve the side which is opposite to the side you solved. So if you solved yellow, opposite yellow would be white, so you need to try and solve the white side. There is no trick to try and remember this, you just have to remember it. Green is opposite blue, red is opposite orange. If you have a 3x3, you can look at that. White is opposite yellow, green is opposite blue, and orange is opposite red. So the first case is this, and the algorithm is F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. And you just get the top side solved. The next case is very similar. Two of the corners are sticking up, but the other two are facing towards you and away from you. The algorithm for this is R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, F, R, F prime. And you should get the top side solved. The next algorithm looks a bit like this. There are two white stickers facing up, and the other two form an L. You hold it like this, and you do this algorithm. F prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, F, R. And the top side should be solved. The next algorithm has a special name called soon. It looks like this. One corner is facing up, and then one is facing towards you. This is what you do. R, U, R prime, U, R, U, 2, R prime. The next algorithm is called anti-soon, and it looks like this. One corner is facing up, and there is one facing towards you on the left side. You execute it like this. R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R prime, U, 2, R. The next one looks like this. Two of the corners are facing to your left side. One is facing towards you and one is facing away from you. You do F, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. The final algorithm is very simple. Two of the corners are facing towards you and two are facing away from you. You do R2, U2, R prime, U2, R2. There is another one you can use for this, but it's quite long and it's not very recommended. It's F, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. Now here are some tips and tricks for you when doing Ortega. Now when you're building your side, you would bring the corner down and move the last one in place. And now you can either have three possibilities here. One is where it's all solved, like this. One of them is when none of them are solved, like this. There are no bars whatsoever. And the final case is one where all of them aren't solved except for one. If you have this case with a bar, hold the bar so it is facing you. If you have it solved, it doesn't matter how you hold it. And if none of them are solved, again, it doesn't matter how you hold it. When doing OLL, there are also three cases. So once you've solved OLL, there will be one case where there is a bar and only a bar. The second case is when none of them are solved, like so. And the final case is when everything here is solved. For the other two cases, it doesn't matter which way you hold them, but if you get a case with a bar, make sure you line it up facing you. So if you have a bar on the bottom and on the top, you should have two bars facing you and the rest unsolved. Now moving on to PBL. There are 5 different cases for PBL, and they each get easier every time. The first one is called the T-perm. This occurs when the bottom is all solved, the top has a bar, and the other two need to get switched. It's called the T-perm, and this is how it looks. R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, F, R2, U prime, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, F prime. And that's the T-perm. The next algorithm is called the Y-perm, and it occurs when the bottom layer is solved completely and the top has 2 to switch diagonals. It might look like this when none of them are solved, but either way is fine. You just do this algorithm. F, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, F prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, F, R, F prime. The next one is slightly different. This occurs when there is only a bar on the bottom, the rest aren't solved, and there is a bar on top, and the rest aren't solved here. So you line these 2 bars up, and this is the algorithm. R2, U prime, B2, U2, R2, U prime, R2. The next one has the bottom not solved whatsoever, and the top has a bar and only a bar. The algorithm for this is R, U prime, R, F2, R prime, U, R prime. The final one is pretty easy, but it can look different each time. It occurs when the bottom isn't solved whatsoever, and neither is the top. Now you can recognize this in 3 different ways. Either like this, when you have bars all around, or like this, when it's a checkerboard pattern all around, or just random, with opposite colors all around. The algorithm for this is only 3 moves, so it's so simple. It's R2, B2, R2, and then you can just turn the top layer to solve it. There is another alternative to this algorithm. Instead of R2, B2, you can do R2, F2, R2, and it'll still work in the same way. So thank you guys ever so much for watching, and that was the tutorial for the 2x2 complete. If you'd like to see an example solve, here is one. And there we go. So thank you guys ever so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.